Assalamu alaikum. PancakeSwap is a popular decentralized application in the crypto world that purports to help people trade, earn, and win. In this video, we will review these three uses of the PancakeSwap application to see which we are comfortable with from a halal perspective and which we aren't, at least as per yours truly. That said, make sure to do your own due diligence. Understand that I'm talking based on what I know and I may have missed something. Do let me know if I did indeed miss something in the comments. This video is brought to you by fundmebff.com, your source for halal funding in the United States that can be used for virtually anything. Visit us at fundmebff.com. If you're new here, my name is Pancake and I am the founder of Practical Islamic Finance, where we are on a mission to help Muslims globally build wealth in a halal way. For the latest and greatest content on Islamic finance, make sure to sign up to our newsletter, join our Discord chat, follow us on social media, starting with subscribing to the YouTube channel you're on right now. Link to do all of these things are in the description of this video. So as we mentioned, there are three general categories of activities on PancakeSwap: trade, earn, and win. Let's start our analysis with the activities that have a pretty straightforward verdict. So trade. I have Bitcoin, I want to trade it for Ethereum. I can do this using PancakeSwap's decentralized exchange. I simply indicate the token I'd like to exchange and the token I would like to exchange it with, and PancakeSwap will exchange these tokens for me. There is nothing wrong with trading so long as the thing you are trading is halal to own in the first place. But you already knew that. Something else you probably instinctively knew relates to the win category of activities that PancakeSwap enables. PancakeSwap offers ways to gamble on the direction you think the price of a token is going to go, so up or down. It also offers a lottery where you can buy tickets, and depending on whether the numbers on your ticket match the numbers that are pulled, you'll either win a prize or the ticket that you paid for will expire worthless. In both prediction and lottery activities on PancakeSwap, you have to pay for a chance to win money. And so long as you're paying for this chance to win, this is gambling, and it meets the definition of prohibited al-maisir. One may argue that some of these activities involve talent, therefore they aren't necessarily gambling. This is not true. Poker involves a lot of talent. In fact, you could argue that poker is 100% talent, since in 1,000 hands, all players get the same cards. However, because one party's winnings are necessarily the other party's losses, this activity, poker that is considered al-maisir. Now, some people confuse gambling with trade and can't really see the difference between them. They argue that if you buy a product or a service, the seller's gain is the buyer's loss, since money is flowing from the buyer to the seller, right? Wrong. With trade, the buyer gained a product or service. So when I bought this cool hat that I'm wearing, yes, I had to give money to the seller, but in return, I got this hat. You can clearly see by how good it looks on me that buying this hat was a win for me. And it was a win for this seller as well, who made a profit on the hat and probably had no use for this hat otherwise. So it's a win-win. With gambling, you never have a win-win. It's zero sum. Whatever one side wins, the other side loses, because there's no product or service that is being exchanged. We are truly blessed to have an amazing religion that wants to bring people together through trade and prevent hatred and animosity developing between people through gambling. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, translated into English, Satan desires to create enmity and hatred amongst you through intoxicants and gambling, and to stop you from praying and remembering Allah. So will you abstain from these things? So if an activity involves you putting something of monetary value at risk in hopes of gain, without the prospect of a product or service being exchanged, then this is al-maisir and it is prohibited. Now we come to the third value proposition of PancakeSwap, which is earn. And there are three ways to make money on PancakeSwap. The first is to buy and hold PancakeSwap tokens. The primary token on PancakeSwap is Cake. CAKE. So you buy cake tokens and hope its price increases. Here's where I stand on this issue. Let's say I'm holding cake tokens and its price increases 20%. Where has this 20% come from? It must be that demand has increased. And why is demand for this cake token up? Is demand for cake up because the popularity of its lottery or prediction games has increased? Or is there a different reason? What exactly is running up the price of this token that I'm holding? It seems to me that excluding trying to get more cake tokens, there is very little you can do with these tokens besides gamble. Yes, you can buy NFTs as well, but gambling seems like a material part of the value proposition. Accordingly, I'm uncomfortable profiting from appreciation in the price of cake tokens. The second way to earn money on PancakeSwap is through staking. Staking is the process where you lock up your tokens to be used to validate transactions, and you are rewarded for locking up your tokens in this manner. Again here, given the seemingly non-trivial role that gambling transactions make up of total transactions, I'm not sure I would feel comfortable using my tokens to validate these transactions. Also, when I look at the PancakeSwap roadmap, it's not like the future is one where haram becomes a non-trivial part of cake. They've identified lottery as a core feature in their roadmap. Prediction markets, basically betting, also has been identified as a core feature, in addition to lending and borrowing, which is on the way, and margin trading, NFT gamification. All of these things are on the horizon and are things that I don't necessarily think are good, let alone get behind or profit from. So I wouldn't feel comfortable helping validate PancakeSwap transactions by staking my tokens. The third way to earn money on PancakeSwap is through liquidity pools. And to understand liquidity pools, think of them like cash registers. Cash registers are pretty useless if they are empty. Their usefulness is a function of how many requests for exchanges they can accommodate. Let's say I go to a register and I want to exchange my $1 bill for 4 quarters. Well, the cash register is not going to be able to do this if it's empty. Similarly, if I go to an exchange and I want to swap my Bitcoin for Ethereum, for example, I'm not going to be able to do this if the exchange doesn't have any Ethereum on hand. So in order for the exchange to work, it needs to pool large amounts of tokens that it thinks its customers will want to exchange. These are what is referred to as liquidity pools. To incentivize people to put their tokens into liquidity pools, token providers are rewarded with a percentage of all transactions that happen in the pool they contributed tokens to. And their rewards are proportional with how much they contributed. It's important to note that these liquidity providers are taking on risk, which comes from something called impermanent loss, and it refers to how much more money someone would have had they simply held on to their assets as opposed to using them to provide liquidity. So liquidity providers are putting their money at risk in order to provide a service, and they're being compensated for doing this. This to me seems legit. I have no problem with fees that are earned from liquidity providing. I'm comfortable with these revenues, so long as my tokens are being used to provide liquidity and not something else like loans, which, at least as of today, seems to be the case for PancakeSwap. And now, before you go about liquidity providing, it's important to understand the risks, not only from impermanent loss, which I briefly touched upon, but also keep in mind that PancakeSwap and other DeFi protocols are very young. Funds in these applications can be at risk of malicious developers or hacks. So that was my take on PancakeSwap. I hope you found it useful. If you'd like to follow my crypto portfolio, become a premium member. There's a link in the description if you're interested in doing that. Leave a like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to take care of yourself. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum and peace be upon you all.